A fair bit of Samsung news to catch up on in the form of Galaxy Fold 2 leaks, but first, absolute pure insanity. We got news today from Samsung, directly from Samsung, that they want to, at one point in the future, develop, manufacture and use an image sensor with 600 megapixels. I promise you this isn't a joke. They are working on eventually producing 600 megapixel image sensors, telling us that, in their opinion, the human eye, as a resolution, would be able to capture around 500 or 570 megapixels if you were to translate that into a camera sensor. And so they want to make a camera sensor with that many megapixels. Well, when you put it like that, it actually makes perfect sense. If the human eye can capture that much detail, then why not make image sensors to capture that much detail too? This type of sensor won't be coming into smartphones anytime soon though, but it could be used for other applications, for example in some very high-end drones, maybe military uses, and also for autonomous vehicles to sense the world around them. However, this does give us an idea of what Samsung are working towards, and when it does come to smartphones, obviously 108 megapixels, which we have now, they are not going to be stopping there. We even know that Xiaomi should be one of the first to be using a 150 there or thereabouts image sensor towards the end of the year. Samsung gave them the 108 megapixel image sensor first to use in the Mi Note 10, so 150 or around about that is the next step, and it's just going to keep on going higher and higher from there. Moving on to something more imminent though, we got details of the Galaxy Fold 2 screen specs, and this thing looks really good. This news comes from Ross Young, who is a supply chain consultant and apparently gives us the specs of the inner and outer screens on the Fold 2. According to the leak, the inner screen is getting bigger at 7.59 inches compared to the original Fold at 7.3 inches. The resolution will also get a bump up to 2213 by 1689, which does seem like a strange resolution, but then again, the size of the display is very different to what you get in a usual smartphone. How about this though? A 120 Hz refresh rate display on the Galaxy Fold 2. This is absolutely great news. It means that when you're buying this device, you're making no compromises in terms of the specs of the screen as compared to other Samsung flagships. The original Galaxy Fold did have some drawbacks in terms of the screens, and the outer screen specifically because of the new design made it so expensive. But in terms of specs, you're not now compromising anything in this phone if this leak is to be believed. The original Fold also had a big notch on the inside and housed a selfie camera in there, but according to this leak, Samsung will be using a cutout display, which means no notch, screen to bezel ratio improving, and just a tiny cutout, so not interrupting the display. This leak also says that an S Pen will be included in the device, but we heard other information saying there wouldn't be an S Pen, and to be honest, I'm undecided on which way it's going to go. The Note series, which this is linked to, uses the S Pen. It's what it's famous for. Samsung have held on to that S Pen for years and years, and it just makes sense to be able to use an S Pen with a device like the Galaxy Fold. However, here's why it's a problem. There's a plastic display on there and it dents and scratches so easily, even with your fingernail. So how are you going to use an S Pen, which literally is a pointed device, which Samsung in the original Fold said you cannot use with the device. Now they're going to actually give you an S Pen with it so you can smash up the screen with an S Pen. Doesn't make a lot of sense. However, an S Pen just seems to go hand in hand with this phone. Maybe they will include it, but you'll only be able to use it on the outer screen. The outer screen is getting bigger according to the leak, 6.2 inches now, which was another complaint from the original Galaxy Fold. But that's a really good thing, a really good, big, useful outer screen on this phone. Other rumors suggest the best internals in this phone, which again is different from the original Fold when that launched. Also the cameras of the S20, which is also a good thing because they have been upgraded this year too. Overall, if it comes like this is just an out and out flagship top end device. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.